So,
What up, Dum Dum?
how you doing, man?
Living the dream, dude.
You got any deep
Living the
thoughts? You
dream.
got any deep thoughts today?
Lots of deep thoughts.
No, you don't.
Lots of deep thoughts.
I feel like I always come up with the deep thoughts.
No, I think you come up with the idea of a deep thought,
Mhm.
and then it's like you come up with a skeleton, right? And then I have to put the meat on the bones. So because like critical thinking, I wouldn't say like critical thinking is a strong suit of yours.
That's not fair.
Not fair. It doesn't have anything to do with fair or not fair. It has to do with dumb or not dumb. You know what I mean? It is or isn't. It just is or isn't.
All right, dumb dude. What's
I'm just kidding, man. You're very deep.
Thanks, man.
You do present some pretty
from
good
my
ideas.
skeleton today? What is your deep thought on that?
Well, present your skeleton because it was a podcast that you.
Yeah, it was a podcast I was listening to, and he was talking about a mindset shift between, always thinking about your past versus moving forward and being in love with your future. There's a lot of mindset behind that and changing the way you look at things. And, a lot of people are always looking in the past and making excuses. It was interesting. He said that over 50% of people actually embellish the past, especially if it was something negative in their life, to make it worse off than it truly was. Honestly, just so it could like be an excuse or a reason why that they haven't grown because of what happened in the past and it being negative. So it was super interesting to think about that.
Yeah, I thought that was probably one of the most interesting points was how we oftentimes find excuses and it can even go to the point of embellishing how bad our past was, making it worse so that we can make an excuse for where we currently are and think that we've actually made progress.
Yeah, it's like validating that it's okay that I haven't grown anymore.
And in reality, you're just not. And I was also listening to a podcast. I like listening to Andy Stanley. He has a leadership podcast, and the one I literally was just listening to this the other day, and he talks about the importance of self-awareness and leadership. And he said that oftentimes we are the best salesmen to ourselves. We sell ourselves on something. And he said, a lot of times that the best thing a salesperson can do is just be quiet, because if we have an emotion, that we want something, it's very hard to talk you out of that, right? We sell ourselves. And one of the things we sell ourselves on as well is the lies we tell ourselves. And he said that step one in taking a leadership assessment is looking in the mirror and being honest with that person, because that's the person. And the way he framed it was really creative. He said, I'm going to start this with a downer, but every single bad decision that you've made, that you've been a part of, or that I've been a part of, is exactly that. We've been a part of it. I was complicit in every single bad decision that I've made. And so the reason you highlight it that way is to just point out the fact that we make these decisions, we do these things, we alter our past, we're not honest with ourselves. And that really inhibits us from being effective leaders, or from, in this case, looking forward and getting past what happened before and looking forward to the future, and just the empowerment and the ability to fall in love with your future and then move towards it, right? To set a vision and not sabotage yourself by always looking back and spending a ton of time on what happened in the past. We always talk about the windshield is big and the rearview mirror is small. So you should probably spend the most of your time focusing on that, not only to mention that if it's kind of hard to drive focusing on your rearview mirror, but that's the point, right? Is that, we have these wasted emotions of regret and bitterness and these things in the past, or even to the point that we'll lie to ourselves and embellish our past to keep us from this future that could be so bright and so full of whatever you're seeking, adventure and success and goodness and validation and all these different things that are waiting for you, just waiting for you to realize them and move towards them.
Yeah. That windshield thing in the rearview mirror thing, that was deep, man. I like that.
That's Rick Warren. Rick Warren. That's still a lot of stuff from Rick Warren, but that's his. Yeah,
that's good. I'm glad you didn't claim that for yourself.
No, I should have though. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
That.
So, hey, like write a vision, create a vision, and meditate on that, and look towards it, and be excited about it, and get in love with your future.
Yeah, and acknowledge your past. I think it's important too. It's okay. You could have had a very sucky past, and there are things that you could potentially do that are just not necessarily where you want to be, right? And you may have had these things happen, or you may have been complicit in making these things happen, but acknowledge it, and then move on. It is okay when nobody's perfect. You know, I mean, these are conversations we have with our kids too. My kids beat themselves up, and I'm like, guys, you're not perfect. I know your daddy appears to be perfect, but that's not the case. Sure. It's that's just not the human. It's not the human condition. And that book recently read, the subtle art of not giving an F-bomb. That's one of the things he says. He says, you know what, you are wrong way more than you are right.
Yeah.
And that's the point.
Especially you.
What's that?
Wrong. Way more than.
Yeah, especially in like choosing friends, business partners, and those types of things. But yes, so acknowledge your past, get excited about, accept it, do whatever you have to do, look forward, get excited about your future, fall in love with that future, pursue that future, and you will end up in a much better place than if you're continuing just to lie to yourself about how bad it was before, because it's over. It's done.
So don't be dumb.
Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. If you're driving forward, looking in a rearview mirror,
bad call.
Pretty dumb.
Pretty dumb.
Pretty dumb.
Yep.
Unless you're driving in reverse, then you want to use your rearview mirror.
That's our deep thought.
That is a deep thought.
See ya.
You're dumb. Bye.